me what it looks like to completely surrender my life to Him.
Todo este tiempo que he estado en Uruguay, Dios me ha enseñado lo que es rendir completamente mi vida a Él.
And He has shown me areas in my life that I need to give to Him.
Y me ha enseñado áreas de mi vida que aún debo darle a Él.
And I'm excited to continue learning what God has for me in this next week.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to Him belong. They are weak, but He is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
The first part, throwing a football.
La primera parte para aprender a tirar
is to have your fingers on the laces.
tiene que tener la mano abierta y los dedos en la raya esta.
And to have your hand at the back of the football.
Y la mano en la parte de atrás de la pelota.
When you throw it, it goes behind your shoulder.
How did students receive us here being in Uruguay? Well, being on campus, students loved to talk to us. They were really interested in what we had to say and who we were with. And really, more importantly, they were really excited about what we thought of Uruguay. And so it was great to meet students on campus and really engage and share culture with them. What percentage of students that we met on campus spoke English? Well, probably 1 in 3 conversations that we had were with English speakers. It was hard at times with limited Spanish to find students who spoke English, but God provided, and we got to share the gospel with many students who really didn't speak or who spoke English and Spanish. Some of the difficulties of being in a Spanish-speaking country is that you had to think about everything you had to say. That the language barrier was difficult at times to just live life and have some normalcy to things. And so our experience with students in VDA Estudiantil was great. It was lots of fun. They were full of joy, and we had a great time hanging out, playing games, and exchanging cultures. But more importantly, they really helped us, push us to reach students on campus that they went out sharing with us, and they really kept the vision of building movements here in Uruguay in front of us. Well, I ask all of you to consider coming to Montevideo on a summer project. God will change your life, and God will also just show you another world and the secret of Uruguay. So the need for God is great here. Students are spiritually open, and they want to hear more about the good news of Jesus.
Andreas told me that I had to dress nice tonight and wear nice clothes.
Andrés me dijo que yo tenía que venir un poco vestido más elegante, con ropa más formal.
Well, we were received very well here in Uruguay, especially by the Vida Estudiantil leaders. The Uruguayans were very hospitable. As far as the students that we came in contact with who were not a part of Campus Crusade for Christ, many of them were very interested in knowing why we decided to come to Uruguay. I think the number one question we had was, what do you think about Uruguay? Because they're very interested in knowing what Americans think about their country, since there aren't a ton of Americans that they meet on a daily basis. So in that regards, we were welcomed very much so. The feel of the country is that Uruguay is more of a European-style country. When you think of South America, I don't think of Uruguay, because being here, I feel like I am a part of European culture. And so, yeah, that was kind of the feeling I got coming to Uruguay. I would say about a third to half of the students on campuses do speak English. Most of them say that their English isn't very good, but then you start talking to them in English, and you come to find out their English is actually very good indeed. So there are a few people that don't speak any English, and so it can be hit or miss. I would say there have been a few difficulties transitioning into the culture here. One of which being on the main streets, there are so many people on the sidewalks that you just get frustrated at having to speed up and slow down, speed up and slow down. Some other frustrations, the smog and smoke in the city can get to those who may have sinus problems. And overall, after being here for a number of weeks, sometimes you can get so overwhelmed with trying to speak Spanish that your mind just shuts down. And so communication with some people can be a little difficult. So those are some of the issues that I faced here in Uruguay. The one thing I will miss most about Uruguay are the students that are involved with Vida Estudiantil here. You can almost trust that every night they want to hang out with us, sometimes till 2 or 3 in the morning, just because they love having the Americans here, helping them out with ministry on the campuses. Because one thing that we provide that the Uruguayan students involved with Vida Estudiantil do not is the fact that we come from America, we come from a culture that many students are very interested in, and so that can be a good segue into talking about the gospel. So right from the start, we have an advantage that some of the Uruguayan students do not, and so we provide a huge momentum boost for the students here. And so we love them and they love having us around. And if you like Peñarol or Nacional, one of the 2 big soccer teams here, you will fit in very nicely with the Uruguayan students. So I would like to say, come to Montevideo. It's a culture that, it's a great culture. Overall, many of the students here have not met too many Americans, and so that can be a huge segue into sharing the gospel with students. You are on the other side of the world. I look across the water and I see Antarctica, and when I think of Acts 1:8, taking the gospel to the ends of the earth, I think of coming to Montevideo, Uruguay, to a culture that is very atheistic and does not talk much about spirituality, which can be can sadden many of our hearts, but is a culture that I believe is very ripe for the harvest. So come to Montevideo.